Alright, I'm Phoenix, and this is LEGO Star Wars, the video game Any% tutorial. I made a tutorial back a couple months ago, and since I made that, this game was completely broken and found lots of skips. So, if you're going to be streaming or recording this game for Twitch or YouTube, I'd recommend turning the music off, because there's uh, there's copywritten music in the gameplay. It doesn't cancel out the music in cutscenes, but it does in gameplay. So, and you always want to start on a new game file. Alright, so you go to episode 1 and go to the first level, which is negotiations. And I'm just going to show off how you start timing, how the timing starts. I mean, timing starts when you gain control on the first level, but you don't have to worry about starting the timer as soon as the level starts. If you have splits like mine where I have minus 44.80, so if you have that, hit story mode, and whenever you get to the press start menu, you press start and your split button to start the timer at the same time. And whenever the cutscene and you gain control, the timer will start. So that's all there is to that. So you have to watch this cutscene. It's live split tutorial, yep. Alright, so when you start off, as soon as you start off, you want to force this little door thing. Then you want to jump in here and destroy all those dudes. The goal is to kill all of these dudes, but you can leave one alive. Because if you leave like 2 or more alive, then the AI is dumb. So there's hold on, I'll explain the attacks. There's a trick right here, it's called TC14 cutscene skip. So if you turn into TC14 right now, there's a cutscene that shows the TC14 panel and tells you that you can use them if you press X on GameCube. But if you push TC14 over there, then then press like Y, then immediately X, or you can activate the panel without the cutscene. So whenever I try to avoid these studs right here because of a stud count I'm going into a little later. So with this vent, all you have to do is tap force and then just walk through. And here, this is where the run gets super fun. So I like to pull my lightsaber out right here, walk about right here, and I'm going to do something called a transition skip. And a transition skip is whenever you push player 2 behind a trigger for to go into a room, and you turn into him while he's behind the trigger, and you can get out of bounds by doing that. It's the biggest trick in the game, and so we use it in a lot of places. So you just push him behind the trigger and then turn into him, and then just walk back, and you can drop down here. So sometimes you can not push. I mean, I'm good at it, so I usually push him behind there. But what commonly happens is you're pushing him back and then you go into the load zone. So you just want to push him back a little bit, or push him. while I pushed him into the void. You'll get used to it with muscle memory. So you drop down, you want to be about this low, and if you drop, so the way out of bounds in this game works is you're below the floor. So since you're below the floor, and if you drop down too much, you void out like if you fell into a cliff. But also, so if you can walk around, and if you stop moving, you'll drop down some, but you can infinitely jump until you pop back up. So it's kind of neat. And also you'll notice that the reflection for you is upside down and in bounds, because this game is great. So you just walk over to here while underground, and then there's a trick called ship clip, which if you get into the corner, like on the side of this ship, and then like hold towards the center and then move down, you'll hit the trigger. It's a pretty easy trick, but at first it can be kind of hard to get used to. You'll get used to it with practice. And that's the first level of the game. So we do this run. We don't go in order of the episodes. We do the first level in episode 1, then we do then we do episode 3, and then episode 2, then finish episode 1. So you want to make sure you get as little amount of studs as you can on that level, because this cutscene you can't skip, but because it's the first level, and so you see the stud count completely. So if you have fewer studs, that wastes less time. So whenever you get to here, you go to Dexter's Diner, and then you always end up at a save screen. There's no autosaves in this game. There are in the PS2 version, the PC version, and probably the Xbox version. So you only want to save 2 times in this run. So this is not one of them. So you hit Y if you're on GameCube. If you're on PlayStation 2, you'd hit triangle, I think, and then I don't know what you would hit on PC, whatever hotkey you have, and then you'd go up to abort the save. And now you could do episode 2 first instead of episode 3, but it saves about 2 seconds to do episode 3 first because of diner movement. So whenever you get back to the diner for the first time, it places you right here, and so you're closer to the episode 3 door. And whenever you finish episode 3 or go back to the cantina again, or God, I said the cantina, that's embarrassing. Go back to the diner, you'll be about right here, and so you'll have to go all the way here. So it's just 2 seconds faster to do episode 3 first, and it's honestly kind of safer because this level is dumb, and it's kind of easy to screw up and waste tons of time. So you'll go into episode 3, level 1, and then just... So this level is a complete auto-scroller. So I'm going to explain the version differences. So this game is on GameCube, PC, Xbox, like the original Xbox, and PlayStation 2. It's more common to use GameCube, and it's the fastest version. The PC version might be faster, but it's really, like, we don't know how to get it to work on newer PCs, so we just use GameCube instead. And it would probably be only a few seconds slower than PC. So the goal of this level is just to not get hit. You can get these mini kits if you want. It's not important. So just an auto scroller. And it's best to try not to shoot too much, or because it kind of creates a little bit of lag. And so you just want to shoot these targets. I mean, it's alright if you mash like this, but if you can mash like super fast, it can cause a bit of lag. So the best way to avoid getting shot is just moving in circles. I'm not going to do it right under the ship because if I die, because I can die if I crash into the ship, but just move in circles like this. So you're coming up on another set. There's 2 targets here. You want to kind of shoot them as early as possible because if you wait too long, you won't hit a target and then you won't be able to, so you'll die. And if you want to, you can mash right here and you can hit targets that are at the other side if you shoot at the right place. It doesn't really save time, it's just fun. I mean, this level is just boring. There's nothing we can do to speed it up. So if you die in this level, you go back to a checkpoint. And the checkpoints are really slow. So this room can be stupid. Get into the top right corner and just mash and go in circles, and you won't try not to take damage or die. It's fine if you take some damage. Usually if I take damage, I start shooting everything so that I can try to get hearts. If you shoot ships, you get hearts and studs. Studs aren't relevant for any percent. You only need studs for 100% in all mini kits. And so this last part, you have to shoot 2 targets and there's a ton of enemies around. One time I forgot, I was too busy dodging all the enemies, I forgot about the targets, and I crashed at the blue shield that you see me about to destroy. And that's like the worst place you can die, because that's like where you would be splitting, almost where you'd be splitting. And so that's this dumb level. And so now for these like cutscenes, you just mash A and you can skip them. So continue story, Y up A. And you always want to smash start on these text screens. Not the first one though, but... So I'm gonna go over the 2 different types of attacks. There's normal attacking, which is slow, we barely ever do it. There's special Jedi Slam, I think that's what it's called, which is where you double jump and then hit B to attack. And if you didn't know, you can hit A once to jump once and hit A 2 times to double jump. And then there's the fastest version of attack, which is when you hit A once and then slash. So if you like I timed out A and B, but if you get it faster, you can go like that. Alright, so you're going to want to jump slash into this cutscene. I mean, it's not really important to jump slash into it, but it saves frames, maybe. So you want to turn into Anakin here. So if you noticed, I'll go over something. So if you notice Obi-Wan's jump attacks, his are like that. His are the fastest. Anakin's are slow. If you don't use Anakin, because his jump, he does that animation, which is dumb. So we're gonna do another transition skip here. So just push player 2. This one's kind of easy. You usually get used to them after you do them so many times. Then turn into him and then drop down and then just walk over here. So you can go, if you go over here, then start jumping, you can get into this tunnel. And now I'm gonna go over something called Weird Warp. I found it a few weeks ago on complete accident. I'm gonna do getting the transition skip on this can be kind of stupid because the player 2's AI wants to go attack the droids in this room. So I do a 2-player 1 controller trick, which is basically just have 2 controllers connected and control. I can control both players on the screen. You barely use it, but so I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna connect player 2. I'm gonna jump slash, and then as soon as I jump slash, I'm gonna drop out player 1. Then I'm gonna turn back into him, and then I'm gonna drop out player 2. And then once I drop out player 2, you go back here until you drop, and then this is, so you want to jump up in about this area. Oh, did I say 2-player 1 controller? That's dumb. I meant 1-player 2 controller. So if you get like right there, it warps you all the way to the Count Dooku room, which saves 50 seconds. Alright. I'm gonna go over a trip. That was a weird pause, by the way, but this is Count Dooku Quick Kill. This used to be really, really stupid and dumb until I found a consistent way to get him to follow you. So the point of this fight is to get Count Dooku get into an exploding bomb. So the way you do that is you attack him, and then you wait a little while, and then you walk over here, slash this bomb, and then walk away, and it insta kills him. It goes by kind of fast, but it's an easy trick once you learn how to do it. So you just go back up here and go through this door. And go in here. Turn into R2-D2 here, and go all the way over here. And this is R2-D2 flying. So R2-D2 is flying. He can fly over gaps until he runs out of like boost or fuel or whatever. And then he falls. He keeps the same height, but also if you fly up like a slanted thing, like a slope, his height will increase. So this one takes a little bit of practice. Just fly around this thing. I'll miss it occasionally, but it's pretty easy once you get used to it. And then you can just fly over to this panel and go into here. So you want to turn into Obi-Wan and jump slash these dudes. I think they take 1, 2, 3, 4. They take 5 hits to kill. And then you want to walk down here, and you want to special slam these dudes and force these, and that's Chancellor Imperial. It's a pretty fun level. Next is General Grievous, which this is the shortest level in the run. So just mash through this text screen, Y up A, mash start. Alright, so this fight, you want to jump, hit B, and then slash him. Then you want to turn into the clone trooper and shoot these bombs. And this fight can be stupid. So slash him, then wait for him to walk towards you, and then slash him. If you don't wait, then he'll eat your hit. So there's two things you can do. There's the faster strat, which is where you turn into the clone and go up here and then shoot it. But I don't do that because I'm bad at it. What I do is I force the platform and I go up from about here, and then I shoot when I'm at the peak of my jump. So I turn into player 2. So you don't jump back down there. You can just go up and destroy this other bomb before you go back down there, which saves a trip back up. So destroy that bomb. And then slash him and wait. I didn't wait because I thought my first hit missed. See, it just skips you having to go back up there. And then blocked the shot. So that's General Grievous. It's a short level. Mash Y up A. Alright, so you're Yoda. Yoda is the fastest character in any percent when he has his lightsaber out. So you want to go over here, force these things, and whenever you move with Yoda, you want to jump, like just mash jump the whole time. And then you want to go over here into this cutscene. Now Yoda's attacking is pretty slow. It's slower than Obi-Wan and Anakin's. It's not slower than Mace Windu though, because Mace Windu is just really slow. So, but gun characters, if you can just shoot everybody, and you skip all the annoying animations. So you force these things, and you want to just keep going forward onto this bridge to make Chewbacca's AI spawn right behind you. And then you want to shoot these dudes. Get hearts. If you die, you lose 4 seconds. I mean, it's not a big deal if you die. It's just 4 seconds. About 4 seconds. So I don't know why I turned into Yoda there. Usually stay as Chewbacca and then shoot these dudes. I think that's all of them. There might be one more over here. Nope. So you turn into Yoda and force this thing for grappling. And with gun characters, if you go up and hit either X, circle, or whatever hotkey you have on PC, or B on Xbox, you can just go right up there. Then you shoot these dudes, turn back into Yoda. I'm just gonna pick these hearts up. I probably wouldn't in a run. So you want to get on these buttons. Sometimes you have to be right in the middle, or else Chewbacca won't want to get on there. Now this is the beach. So you just go all the way to the end of the room, or to the gate. You don't force this bridge. If you don't feel that confident, then you can go ahead and force the bridge. It's easy to do this without forcing the bridge. So you grapple up here, and then you want to shoot this target, then jump down and shoot that target. It's easy. Then just turn to Yoda and go through this room. Turn into one of the Wookiees. And then shoot these dudes. See, I died. That's what happens when you die. I mean, usually you're not gonna go an entire run without dying, so it's alright if you die. You want to shoot, you shoot these guys 10 times. And then you want to force these grass or whatever leaf things. And you want to avoid forcing. You only have to force these the last two. The first one is just nothing. And then you jump up here. These boulders, if they break on you, you usually take damage. So jump up here, force these stairs, then get on a platform, and then you turn into a Wookiee. It's optimal to not shoot this dude, but it's alright if you do. It's not, because so this is me walking normally, and whenever I walk slower if I'm shooting and walking, so it's just a little bit faster. So you just shoot these things, and then you shoot them again to destroy them. Some people think you have to force them. And then once you shoot them and destroy them, you force the ship up. And you're done with defensive Kashyyyk. Mash A. Continue story, Y up A. So you want to turn into Yoda, or so he's on his hover chair. If you jump out of it, then pull your lightsaber out in midair. It's a little bit faster. Just jump over here and force his door. Alright, so there's two things you can do in here. For beginners, I would recommend doing none of these, but I'll show off. Alright, I'll show off the jump. I'll show off the jump without killing these dudes. So usually you don't kill these dudes, and then you get like at the edge here, and then you can jump if you like time your jump out. You can jump up here trying to get it. Nice. Come on. I'm just gonna kill these dudes. Normally you wouldn't kill the dudes. I'm not good at this jump. I do another method. See, you can jump up there. Another method you can do is called Yoda flying, which it's harder, I think, but I'm better at it. So stand about right here, and then you hit B to attack with Yoda, and then whenever you're like in the middle of your jump, you hold in the direction you want to go. It looks like this, and it allows you to fly over cliffs or pits. So if you go, see, I almost got it. You don't want to you want to mash A, so just attack, mash A, attack, mash A. It's all about timing. If you get too low, you hit the death trigger, which sucks. Come on. This is relatively easy, and it's half a second faster than that jump. See, looks like that. And if you don't feel like doing any of those methods, you just come through here, don't kill the dudes, and stand like right here, and then force the stairs, and you can go up them. I'm gonna try this again, 'cause that was a bit embarrassing, missing it that many times. Come on. This is bad, oh man. And there we go. And so you want to go over here, and you don't kill the clone troopers that are over there. You stand in this corner and use the force on both of these things, and then just force both of these, and then done. I showed them how to fail both of those methods. Alright, so this out of bounds, there's many methods you can do. So you can, this transition skip, you can push Obi-Wan past this, can I show off my mouse cursor? Let's see. This line that's like over here, it's too dark for you to see it. There's a line, and Obi-Wan's behind it right now. So you turn into him, and then you just drop down and drop back up. But that method is not as consistent as what I do. So I have my lightsaber out, I jump over here, I'm supposed to slash Obi-Wan, and then I turn into him as he's falling into the void. And then you want to just jump up, and you want to get somewhat high so that you can just walk into the trigger for the next room. And so right here, I'm going to walk over here and use the force on this thing. It skips killing the clones in here. I'm bad at this. And that's Ruin of the Jedi. It's not fun because of getting over that gap. Mash A, continue story, Y up A, and then it's Darth Vader. This level is kind of an auto-scroller. So just walk down and try not to die. Just jump over these gaps. You can walk around them, but not like gaps like those. And then for this room, do not force the pillars. You have plenty of time to complete this room. The old runners of this game would force some of the pillars to give themselves more time on the timer. You can just walk over there and just force all those out of the way and then just jump through there. Alright, so for this, player 2 will destroy these things and jump onto yours and then jump over there, and then right here, just get about right here and mash X until you start forcing it. And then you force these things and then force this. Pretty simple. I like jumping up here and then I want to wait, but it's unnecessary. So right here you just do some parkour, don't fall in the lava, and don't go too fast or else the player 2's AI will fall into the lava and then you have to reset the area. And if you die, you go to a certain checkpoint, and this checkpoint's at the beginning of the section. So just climb this tower. Alright, so for this fight, you want to just jump slash. And you get him. And if he's about to fall into the lava with 1 heart left, wait before you attack him, or else there's a longer cutscene that's 5 seconds longer. Alright, so right here, so you hit continue story, and this time you save the game, and then when you see game saved, you reset your console. This skips at the end of episode cutscene. It saves 25 seconds on GameCube. And also doing the episodes in the order of episode 1, episode 3, episode 2, and episode 1 saves about 20 to 30 seconds. So you go to load game and then do your file. And I'll mention why we do the route in this order. So timing ends when you lose control on the last level, and you saw that cutscene whenever I defeated Anakin of Obi-Wan cutting off his arms and legs. That cutscene and the cutscene after Count Dooku is shorter than the cutscene after defeating Darth Maul, so that's why it's faster to do this route. So you just go to episode 2 and Discovery on Kamino. So after Discovery on Kamino, I'm probably gonna stop for tonight, and then I'll do part 2 some other time, probably tomorrow. So you walk over there and force that light thing, and then you just go over to here. Alright, so we go over to this door, and then you walk over here and then turn into R2-D2 because we're going to do another transition skip. So this one's kind of harder to get out of bounds because Obi-Wan doesn't want to cooperate. So that was good. You want to push him about here, and oh wait, no, that wasn't good enough. You want to push him about there so that you can get behind here, and then you just fall into here. And if you screw this up and you don't have a second controller, then you've soft locked, because this gate is not solid. I mean, it is solid. So, and it's easy to screw this up. So what you do is you get to about here, and then you jump up here. Oh, I screwed up. This is the best screw up you can get, is if you go too far forward. But if you get like right here, and then if you usually want to get on top of the panel and then walk towards the door, and you can get one of two triggers. You can, hold on, you can get the one that reloads the room, because most transition triggers have one that reloads the room and one that goes to the next room. So if you get the one that reloads the room, then you just have to open the panel with R4D17 and then go back. But you can also oh dang, I haven't tried this with the doors open, so that would be a soft lock if I didn't have a second controller. But so you want to turn into R4D17 and then push Obi-Wan right here for another transition skip, and then you want to not do that. Oops, hit the reload trigger. So just get under the floor, and I like to make it so I can see the reverse reflection. And then you just go over here and then jump up, and you skip a Jango Fett cutscene and defeating two like machine gun things. And these bombs, if you are in their area, whenever they explode, they insta-kill you. But if you go like at the edge here and then jump around them, or around the area, then you can jump around the hitbox of the bombs and get around them. And so for this one, that one's kind of difficult. You get around there, and you can't jump around those. And then for this one, and then you go over here. Turn into Obi-Wan, force that, turn into R4D17, turn back into Obi-Wan, and we're about to do Kamino Clip. This is the oldest trick in the game. There's an old setup which is really dumb and I'm not gonna do, and it's inconsistent, and then there's my setup, which is 1,000 times easier and 1,000 times more consistent. So you just force the blocks and then walk under them whenever they're falling back down, and then you'll go back to the top, and then you die, and then you respawn on last real solid ground. This doesn't work. On real solid ground, and so it pushes you into the ground. That one was weird because it pushed me through the wall, which that's how you do it in Complete Saga. But once you're under the floor, you just walk into the Jango Fett fight. It skips having to use the R2 panels. And this fight sucks. I mean, the beginning part's easy. You get good at this fight with practice. So you want to just avoid his shots at the beginning. Slash him, don't miss him like I am. I'm gonna slash him when he gets back up. Then I walk down here and then get ready to deflect his bolts by pressing and holding B whenever the bolts get near me. And then over here he's going to launch missiles at you. If you mash the force button, which is X on GameCube, it'll just instantly blow up for him, like that. And then for here, this is where it gets dumb. So you blow this one up, and then you want to jump slash him as soon as he gets down, which it can suck sometimes because the jump slash doesn't want to hit him, and if you missed it like I did, he'll run around and then you have to chase him and then like get him then. It can waste a ton of time. And that's Discovery on Kamino. So I'm gonna say this is part 1 of the tutorial. I'm gonna do part 2 tomorrow. So this is about the halfway mark, I think. Let me check my splits. The halfway mark is about after the next level, but so same thing. And I'm gonna save here just so I can come back tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.